And so the Asian Music Circuit was floated off as an independent company, and I was asked to run it, to be the first chairman of that company. And I was asked to create a board of trustees, and we did. So we had 5 trustees, including myself. We registered ourselves as a charity. We registered ourselves as a company limited by guarantee with Companies House. We started very small. And I used to count the number of concerts we had every year. We started off in our first year with about 26 concerts in 1991. By 2000, we had evolved from 26 concerts to about 60, 70 concerts per year. We brought Asian audiences to the South Bank Centre. By 1991, there was nobody coming from Asian audiences to the South Bank, except for 1 or 2 classical concerts. So that's the way we got Indian music and Asian music generally to a very wide audience throughout the UK, and we really had a buzz about our productions. We had produced wonderful concerts by singers from Gujarat, people who sang traditional lok sangeet, and no dancers, but just music. And but we couldn't put them into mainstream venues as much as I wanted to. One of the reasons for that is the language is very important in that music, and unless you had an audience that understood the language. I remember Jagjit Singh's concerts, for example. People like, well, I won't name names, but Evening Standard, Songlines, and all these magazines used to come, and they would ask me that, because they thought Ghazal, Sufi, Jagjit Singh, famous name, so this is something happening. But they were disappointed, can you believe it? Because they didn't understand the language. Why should they understand that? There was no expectation that they should. But that equally is not a reason for them to say, oh, well, we can't give this publicity because they didn't understand the language. They didn't say that the festival hall was full to the brims. They didn't say that the Royal Albert Hall was bursting at the seams. AMC developed audiences for Gujarati music, not just for the Gujarati audience. We wanted to have everybody there. And so how do I do this? So I decided to create the first ever major celebration of Gujarat culture in the UK, in the hope that we would get a big Western audience. But because this had never happened before, all the tickets were bought up by the Gujarati public, and the whole Royal Albert Hall was sold out 2 months before the event. And the Arts Council managed to come because they were my guests. Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to get tickets. And of course it was not reported anywhere in the press because it's not something that they can relate to, which is a great shame. They should have said that here we have a strong community whose culture identifies them, and here's an event which actually totally identifies who the Gujaratis are. And they are a very powerful community. They not only contribute hugely to the economy here, because Gujaratis are some of the biggest employers. Indians generally are the biggest employers in this country, and contribute a huge amount to the GDP of this country, and yet their culture is not acknowledged.